The next measure of central tendency in the branch of statistics is median. Now that we have discussed about mean, let's enter into understanding the next measure of central tendency. This session is about median, the second measure of central tendency. What is a median? It is very simple. The most simple definition I can give for median is that it is the middlemost value in the observations. So if you pick the middlemost value, then that middle value is called the median. It is the middlemost value in the observations which are arranged in order ascending or descending. We have a rule here that the data has to be arranged in ascending or descending order. So let's see how the middlemost value is identified through an example problem. For example, I have the observation which is 2, 1, 5, 3, 9, 6, 8. Now this data is not in ascending or descending order. So the first thing I do in order to identify median is arrange in ascending or descending order. So let me arrange in ascending order. So when I order it 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. So how do we pick the middlemost value? I try to strike the first and the last, the second and the second last, third and the third last, then finally whatever is left is the middle value. So here this is the median because it is the middlemost value. So when I start striking, the middle value is called median. So for this problem, the median is 5. Now here, if we count the number of observations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, when there are 7 observations, then there's only one middle value. But if we have, say, 8 observations, say for example, I take the same example problem, 2, 1, 5, 3, 9, 6, 8, and 11. I have an additional observation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now this 7 observations is added up with the 8th observation 11, and let's see how the median is understood for this. The first thing I do is I put them in order 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 11. Now let's pick the middle term by using the concept of striking off the first and last. The first and the last, second, second last, third last, but I cannot strike both, then there's no median existing. So here I have 2 terms which are tied. Here there's only one term and hence median is 5. But in this case I have 2 terms or 2 observations. What is the median? So generally when you have such a case arising, then we take the average of 5 and 6, which is 11 by 2, and therefore the median is said to be 5.5 is how we calculate. If we have 2 observations tied up, then we take the average, and that average is deciding the median value. So if we have, the learning outcome out here is that if you have 7 observations, this being odd, you get the median value directly. But if you have 8 observations, n is even, then we have 2 observations tied up. So whenever n is even, we get a tie and we take the average. Whenever n is odd, we get only one single observation, which is the median. Is how we understand the concept of median being the middlemost value in the observations arranged in order, either ascending or descending order. Now that we have come across 2 different cases arised in previous example when n is 7 and when n is 8, has given us a new concept of understanding that there are 2 cases which arise when you calculate median. Case 1, n is even. Case 2, n is odd. So here, let's see the formula for calculating median. So assuming that there are n observations, for n observations, case 1, n is odd. If n is odd, implies median is n plus 1 by 2th observation. Is how we understand the formula. Median is n plus 1 by 2th observation, where n is the value, which is the number of observations. Case 2, n is even, implies median is average of n by 2 plus 1th and n by 2 plus 3th observations. Is how we understand. N odd, median is n plus 1 by 2th observation. N even, median is average of n by 2 plus 1th observation, and n by 2 plus 3th observation. Is how we understand the 2 basic formulae for n observations, median with its formula. Now the third and the last measure of central tendency is mode. This session is about the central tendency mode. Let's recap with mean. Mean is the average of all observations. Median is the middlemost observation, and mode is most frequently occurring observation. To give in the most simple definition, mode says it is the most frequently occurring observation. It's the most frequently occurring observation. That means if the frequency is highest, then that value, that observation is said to be the mode. We can also refer to this as mode is the observation value which has highest frequency. It's simple because when the observation value has highest frequency, that means it repeats for most number of times. Therefore, mode is the most frequently occurring observation, or mathematically mode is the observation value which has highest frequency. Let's take an example. For example, 5, 3 7, 1, 3, 9, 6, 3, 9, 5, 3, 8, 9. Let's see what is the highest occurring value. As we can clearly see that this 3 occurs 1, 2, 3 and 4 times. Since most occurring observation here is identified to be 3, when you take any other observation is always less than 3. Therefore, most occurring therefore by definition we say the mode is 3. Is how we define the most frequently occurring observation being 3 in this example, and hence the mode is 3.
If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel to get more videos on CBSE syllabus.